What is going on, fam? Hey, Monday Bully Live. You know, we've changed the time due to Monday Night Football. We're now starting at 6 p.m. Typically, I start out with a different intro. Right now, it's loading, and I just didn't want you guys to think that we weren't starting out. So, tell you what, if it loads here fast enough, I'll go ahead and run it real quick, man. Let me shout out to my dude, Drippy. What's going on, man? Drippy saying what's up. He's ready to learn. We got Adam Fields in the house, Jerry James. We got Drippy again, man, and Ronnie F, Kahiki Sakata. We got Maurice Humboldt in the house, V Bullies. Nothing but love, man. Are you guys going to be in for a show tonight, man? Because we're going to get into breeding strategies. And not just breeding strategies, we're going to show you. Let me put it this way. By the time we're done tonight, you're going to be seeing pedigrees a lot differently. Let me just put it like that, man. I'm trying to buy a little bit of time here. I'm trying to buy a little bit of time here so that new intro is in, and it is. Let me just go ahead and play it so we can get more people up in here. Here we go.
Someone told you bully breeding. That's where it's at. You don't care about ethics or morals, because the money is where it's at. Get back. Think you buy 2 dogs, a breeder, make money and get fat like that. Get back. Better learn your breed standards and genetics before you get trapped. Get back. Have predators with a smile looking at you ready to attack. Get back. Now you cry cause you stuck with pups and the money ain't rolling like that. Get back. My old Mike, Donald, and Kyle told her take it serious as a heart attack. Get back. Now you out your coattail riding, booty clapping, talking crap and all that. Get back. You was busy counting money like a chicken counting eggs that haven't hatched. Get back. Genetic testing, that's for losers. You said you never needed that. Get back. Now you produce the litter of kinktails and cockeyed puppies, talking about this where it's at. Get back. You wonder why numb ones looking, hey yo, where the buyers at. Get back. Now the market is correcting and you jumping shit like a fat rat. Get back. You didn't respect the process of the game you swore you was good at. Get back. Now you crying on social media, where is my help at? Get back. The game that you played just played you back. Get back. We ain't got time for games, where are the real breeders? Get back. Every Monday 8 p.m. Monday Bully Live is where it's at. Get back. On a live experience, breeders answer questions and all that. Get back. To all them people in the back, where them haters at. Get back. To those that lost a shirt, thinking this a game, don't come back. Get back. When it was time to step it up and take it serious, that's when you laugh. Get back. Now you on social media, telling everyone your heart ain't in it, but we know where it's at. Watch our videos, ask the questions, join the live and ask. Get back. No shortcut to success. I thought your parents taught you that. Get back.
Monday Bully Live. Let's make it happen now, guys. Let me bring my dudes from the back. We got Gaines Bully. We got Mike Green and Donald Gaines. And we got special guest Jerry James in the house. Jerry, I seen you breakdancing when the song was going on in the background, man. That was pretty cool.
It's a good song.
Hey, good stuff, man. We ready to talk about breeding, about pedigrees, and it is this dude right here to my left that said, hey, Raul, on Monday night, I want you to bring up Lloyd Brackett. Let's start talking about Lloyd Brackett, right? So real quick, let me know what you know about Lloyd Brackett, Jerry James.
So Lloyd Brackett basically took breeding strategies that were formulated kind of by Mendel back in the 1800s, I think like 1853, something like that, right? Okay. And expanded on them. And really what his theory wasn't necessarily,
well, no. Go ahead and talk. This is his info.
His theory basically wasn't new, right? But what he did was it kind of He believed in pedigree analysis, litter evaluation, and a record keeping system. He kind of expanded on it. I would say probably refined it a little bit. The guy, and so here's the thing, and what really got me interested, and I'd heard about him before, along with black hole theory, is that he was a breeder of German Shepherds. He produced 90 champions in 12 years using this breeding strategy. Okay, and so there you go.
So go ahead and read it out loud. Go ahead and read that out loud so people could interpret.
So famous for much accomplished Longworth Kennel of Champions, white German Shepherds published a series of dog breeding how-to articles that were combined into a booklet called Planned Breeding in 1960. Articles detailed its methods used during the 40s and 50s to dominate the German Shepherd breed at dog shows of that era. Has been gone many years, but discussion and some cussing continues about his theories and methods. One of his most famous breeding tactics was one that was called the Rule of Five, and it goes like this: let the sire of the sire be the grandsire of the dam on the dam's side. So 5 number comes from having the dog in the second and third generation of the pedigree, meaning 37.5% of the genetics is coming from the same dog. In other words, you are inbreeding to one certain good, great individual. And I think that's important, right? Those 2 words there when you're doing this, right, is good or great individual, and getting that hound close up in both sides of your pedigree.
I agree with you on that. But one thing is for us to actually read it on there, and another thing is to kind of break it down as to what it really means, right? I know for a fact I've been talking about this particular strategy, which we're going to obviously attribute to Lloyd Brackett. I've been talking it with these 2 gentlemen down here, both Mike Green and Donald Gaines. I've been talking about, grabbing the sire, making the sire, the dam's grandsire. And man, we've definitely spoken on this quite a bit. So I decided, go ahead, Mike. I can't hear you. Your mic ain't working. I was wondering why you were so silent.
Yeah, right. Dadgum Mike.
Yeah, I can't hear you. No sound. No sound. Nothing. No, sir. You want to get out and come back in?
Testing.
There you go. There you go.
I'm probably not on my I got an external microphone, these right here, but I had to go to my
okay. Okay, you were gonna say something.
Okay, on the grandsire on the dame side, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that top or bottom of her side?
That's gonna be on the bottom side, on the dam side.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what Donald explained.
Not her sire, but her dam. Yeah.
Not on her side.
Yeah. Remember, this dude cranked out 90 champions, bro, in 12 years.
Right.
That's almost an average of somewhere around 6.5 to 7 a year. Let me bring something up, man, that we actually just got going today. And I think it's going to help us break things down to a certain extent. Are you guys able to see the screen?
Yes.
That came up?
Yeah,
okay.
Nice.
So for those of you that want to learn how to read a pedigree, pay close attention, right? Because I got this set up just for you guys. We're going to break this down. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about this. First and foremost, keep in mind that all the squares resemble a male in the lineage, and all the circles resemble a female in the lineage, okay? For all intents and purposes. Now, I'm going to show you guys generationally. We're going to go ahead and break this down by generations, obviously. hold on. Let me start out by saying this right here is the pup, right? Let's go ahead and set the pup up. Put it right there, right smack in the middle. Hold on. There you go. And there we are. So there's the pup, right? So where are we putting the generational line, guys? Either one of you. We're going to put it between the pup.
The next square and circle. Yeah.
Right. Between the pup and the parents, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Between the pups and the parents, we're going to have one generational line here because the pup is the following generation from where the parents are, correct?
Right.
And then the next generation or generational line, we're going to put it between the parents, which are these two, and the grandparents, which are right above. Right. So we're going to go ahead and put another generational line basically between grandparents and great grandparents. We're going to go ahead and put another generational line between great grandparents and great great grandparents. Right. So up to now, we're looking at this is basically a 4-generation pedigree. So you got your pup and you got 1, 2, 3, 4 generations, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want everybody to notice something. Now, mind you, guys, I know you know this, but I'm gonna go nice and slow and in order. Kyle, do me a favor. Can you please show the comments as they're coming up because I'm not on the screen to show the comments. What I want you guys to realize is that basically, as you go up a generation, the numbers are doubling. So you got one puppy here. You got parents, which are 2 of them, grandparents, which are 4 of them, great grandparents, which are 8 of them, and great great grandparents, which are 16 of them, right?
Yep.
You're probably asking, why does this even matter? Well, I'm going to show you guys why it matters. Because the first thing we're going to talk about here tonight is going to be the coefficient of relation. How related is a particular dog to this pup, right? So let me give you a perfect example. What percentage of relation is this great grandfather to the pup in comparison to this great grandmother to the pup? Okay.
12.5 to 6 1/4.
12, yeah.
25
Okay.
and 12.
So
and a half.
let's show them this. Let's show them this. So let's show them
12.
that the puppy has 100% of the genetic makeup of everything above it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's put 100 over here. Let's put it right here. So the pup is 100% of everything else you see up here. The parents, right? They're contributing
50.
right here. They're contributing 50%, right? 50% is coming from dad, right? Hold on a second, guys. You got to bear with me. First time I'm using this. 50% coming from dad, and let's just go ahead and duplicate it. And we're going to say 50% is coming from mom, right? So we haven't lost nobody yet. We got 100% of the pup. 50% is coming from dad. Remember, I said the square is the sire or the male,
yeah,
and the circle is the dam. So we got 50-50. Well, remember, like I said, it starts doubling. And as it doubles, you're pretty much dividing by 2. So basically, for all intents and purposes, this grandfather, he is contributing 25%, right? Keep hitting that. Here you go. He's contributing 25%, as is, where's the duplicate button? Here you go. As is this grandmother, as is, let me just try doing it with this right here. There you go. As is this grandfather, as is this grandmother, right? So you notice you got 100 and we're dividing by 2. So we got 50-50 and we're going to divide by 2 again. Now we got 25, 25, 25, and 25. This is the percentage. This is the coefficient of relation that they have to this puppy, right? So guess what's going to happen now? We're basically going to go ahead and divide once again by 2. And so it's going to be 12.5% for each grandparent, for each great grandparent. My apologies. So tell you what, I'm going to make it a little bit small, and we'll just go ahead and fit it in there. And this other great grandparent, that's what she's apporting. And so too is this great grandfather and this great grandmother. And again, great grandfather, and again, great grandmother. I know it's tedious. But listen, we're going to get through this whole thing together by checking this out. So we got 100% of the pup. Parents, they're 50-50. Of that 50-50, 25 and 25 is coming from this side, which is the sire side, and 25 and 25 is coming here from the dam side. You go back another generation, you realize of that 25, 12.5 is coming from here and here, and so on and so forth for every single descendant. Every single descendant in the second generation has a parent combination in the third generation back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mike, what's going to happen up here? What's going to be the coefficient of relation for this cat up here?
That'd be 6 1/4. You just put it out. You can just put it out to the side right there for that whole generation.
For that whole generation, make it that much easier. All right,
yeah.
We'll do that. 625 1/4. All right, and here you go.
There you go.
I don't know. I have a feeling somebody is going to get confused if I do that, man. I'm just going to roll with my keys over here real quick and just put them in there. But everybody understands that every dog in this back line is apporting 6.25% of the DNA of that puppy, right? And pay close attention, because adding these coefficient of relations, and also we have to make a little bit of we're going to have to do a little bit of math here to show what is going to actually equal to the coefficient of inbreeding at the end of it all. But let me just go ahead and plug these in here. And there we are.
You ought to mark each line as Gen 1, 2, 3, or whatever.
You got it. Let's do that, man. Let's do that. So in reality, this is considered, what is the puppy considered? Gen 0, correct?
Gen 0.
Yeah.
Gen 0, right? So we have, hold on, there we go. Keep doing this. We got Gen 0 right here.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put it off to the side over here. All right. We have generation 0. Let's go ahead and put Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
Gen 1 right here. There you go. All right. Nice and pretty. All right. All right. So we got Gen 1 over here. So Gen 2 coming right over here.
Mm-hmm.
Gen 2. There we go. Let me just align everything, man. Ain't no retentive, man. It comes with age. So we got Gen 3 right here.
They did call them that Gen 3.
All right. There you go. And then we got our last generation up here, man. We got Gen 4, right? And this is a 4-gen pedigree. Boom. There it is. All right, Money Mike, is that what you wanted?
That's what I wanted.
All right, man. Hey, talk to me, man. So what happens, right, just on coefficient of relation alone? What happens if I was to go ahead and say, well, my dog's great-grandfather, this guy over here, is such and such, super popular dog, and his grandfather on the dam side is such and such. So what would be the coefficient of relation to this pup when this dude is spitting out this language?
Go ahead and split that again.
Split what?
You said say that again now.
Okay, dude is talking about this dog right
Oh, you
here
talking about that dog.
and this dog right here. What
Okay.
does it look like mathematically? So we're gonna grab six. We're gonna grab the 6.25%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna add it to that 25%, right?
31.25.
And we got what? 31.25%.
Yeah.
Okay. So do me a favor. When somebody is talking to you, like I'm just saying right now, oh, that's such and such dog. Okay. In your mind, okay, that's fourth generation.
Yeah.
Like this dude is fighting with 15 other dogs to push his traits forward. So he's only giving at most that little bit, that 6.25. Now the grandfather on the other end, that 25% we're talking about right here. Now that matters. That's a big number, right? Mm-hmm. That's a big number. But in reality, all that jive, all that stuff that person is telling you in your ear is no more than 31.25% of coefficient of relation, not coefficient of inbreeding, coefficient of relation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get the coefficient of inbreeding off of that?
Yeah, divide it, right?
You got to divide it. What are we dividing by, Donald?
4, I think.
Kyle, can I get a Yoda Donald skits up there, bro?
I was trying to get to the COI and wouldn't think of the coefficient of relation.
Master. Donald speaks.
Well, in reality, Mike, that is the coefficient of relation, 31.25.
Right. But when you was asking me before, I was trying to get to the COI off of that.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get 31.25, right? And we're going to divide that. Can somebody pull a calculator out? We're going to go ahead and divide that by, or better yet, rather than divide, let's multiply by 0.25.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see what we get. So let me get my little handy dandy calculator over here. We got 31.25 times
a little less than 8%.
Yeah, we got 7.81% of coefficient of inbreeding.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second, man. I'm trying to make this where it fits. There you go. All right. So basically, when that person is talking to you, this is why, sometimes when people come talking to me about, oh, my dog is XYZ and he's got this and he's got that, and you start looking at the gen, in reality, you are getting no more than 7.81% of all the crap that person is talking, which means out of a 10 pup litter, you're going to get about 3/4 of one puppy with what that person is talking about.
That's the maximum amount of number they can get.
That's the maximum that they can get. But in theory, that's theoretical, right?
Right.
Maximum they can get is 6.25 from here and 25 from here. But in reality, you don't get the full 6.25.
Right.
Because that's almost like a baseball player batting 1,000 out of 1,000. It's just not going to happen. It's nearly impossible. So now we understand the coefficient of relation, right?
Can you write that outside by the 31% COR and COI?
Yeah.
Write that out.
Yeah. So tell you what, let me move it over, right? And we're going to move that over. And better yet, so people don't get confused, let me come over here and let me just I'm going to redden up what that dude was talking about, right? This way it's easier to follow. And we're going to make this red as well. Okay. So now, we're talking about up here and over here, right? And we did say coefficient of relation. So we're going to say, whoa, hold on a second. Let me just, that's why. Okay. So let me put COR, coefficient of relation. That's what that is. And let's put bring it back over here. Let's put COI, coefficient of inbreeding, right there. There you go, guys.
Nice.
Basically, dude was saying that the dog's great-grandfather on the sire side is Adonis, the super maximum amazing dog ever, and that the grandfather on the female side, or the father of the female, grandfather on the female side, is such and such, and when you add it together, you're getting 7.81%. In fact, if you think about it, we can actually make the argument even easier. If the person is saying that this male is the grandfather on the mother's side, but he's also the great-grandfather on the sire side, we know the pup can get no more than 7.81% koi from what this person is talking about. Okay? So however you want to frame it. Now, let's take all this down and let's put another example up, man. Let's put another example up just so that Kyle, do me a favor. Is there anybody asking for a particular example on the chat? Any member? If they are, go ahead and bring up 10 times Mr. Miyagi or 5 times bait or such. Okay. Excellent question. So damn, 10-time Miyagi on a 4-gen, that's gonna be rather crazy, but let's do it. Let's see if I can. Yeah.
I had another one, but he's not a member, but it's not a bad question.
Okay, but right now I'm going with this one. So let's just see what a 10-time Miyagi litter would be like. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna need your help with this, right?
I think it would be a disaster, but that's just
most definitely. But let's show them the disaster. Let's show it to them. So, what do you guys say? We put a Miyagi up here.
Man, we better start putting him anywhere we can get him.
Okay.
Better put at least 6 of them in the Gen 4.
Yeah, put one on each side of each one of the gens.
Okay, hold on. Let's do it this way then. Let me just bring it in here as fast as possible. Let's bring it in over here. Again, this is hypothetical, guys. I'm not, any correlation to a real life pedigree is simply a coincidence at this point. All right, we got 4 at the 4 generation. You want 2 more here?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more over here. Let's go ahead and put them there. All right, and let's go ahead and put them over here. All right. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
We still got 4 more Miyagis. How many on the third?
One on the sire side, one on the dame side.
Okay, over here. And one on the dam.
I've seen pretty close to this in real life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I had a COI that I did one time, and it was like 80%.
Wow. Wow. Well, I can't wait to see what a 10-time Miyagi litter percentage-wise. What do we have here? What are we going to do on the second generation? We got 2 Miyagis left. Do you want to use them once or twice?
Just stagger it. One on each.
Okay, so we're going to stagger him here.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then we're going to put him over here on I can't put him on Mama's side. Hold on. Let me take him off of here. I'm going to stagger it the other way. So we're going to go ahead and put him here.
Yep.
Gonna make one of my Miyagi daughter.
And then we got Miyagi here. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. You're pretty much creating a monster. All right. So, all right, man. We're gonna be doing some funny math over here. Let me move the pup over because he's like right smack in the middle.
And to do this, you gotta assume that the dog lives at least 6 years.
Right. In order to be able to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's a very valid point you bring up. All right. So let's do the coefficient of relation, right? Let's go ahead and we got 6.25.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. So do me a favor, one of you, can you multiply 6.25 times 6? Whoa. 6.25% times 6. Jesus Christ. All right. Then that's going to be added to that's going to be added to 25%, right? 12.5. I'll do it this way. 12.5%, right? Times 2. Right? And then we're gonna add 25% by itself, right? Because he's a grandfather. And then we're gonna add 50% by itself. 50%. See here, where you at? There you go. And that equals what? What did you guys get out of this whole thing?
I hadn't done it.
Okay, 6. Let's do it.
We got 37
times 6. That equals 37.5, right?
Yeah.
Yep. 10 out of 16.
Plus 12.5 times 2 is 25.
Yep.
Plus 25.
Yep.
Plus 50.
Yep.
Equals 137. 137.5%. This let me just say this right now, guys. Let me just say this right now. When you're seeing this set up like this, that 137.5%, what it means is this pup is a third more Miyagi than Miyagi is himself. All right, straight up. Okay, and that's the craziness about genetics. You could actually do that. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the coefficient of inbreeding. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab 137.5 and multiply that by 0.25.
Yeah.
And what did we get?
No, I was finna divide it by 4.
Yeah. Well, you can divide or you can multiply. You can multiply by 0.25 or divide by 4. So you get
4.375.
375. That's of the coefficient of inbreeding. That is not just a high number for the coefficient of inbreeding. Think about this for a second. 34.375 is how many pairs are going to be homozygotic, identical. This is just odds going in, right? This is just the odds going in. But I mean, that is as crazy as going to get. At that point, you're dealing with a dog that's more Miyagi than Miyagi is. How do I know? Because his coefficient of relation is 137.5. That's why. That is insane right there.
Hey,
that's just in 4 generations.
This is at 4. Yeah, this is at 4 generations, correct.
And Miyagi himself, with him breeding coefficient on paper, was almost 46.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. That's craziness, bro. That's craziness. You're basically, from him, that is, you're bringing in 34, let's round it to just 34% koi of homozygotic genes. That's not to mention recessive genes that are going to appear that are his in the remainder of his genetic test. This is just talking about the ones that are identical.
Like Jerry was saying, I'm kind of lost right here. Okay, and where I'm lost at, this is bait. No, this is Miyagi right here, right?
Yeah.
This is Miyagi 6 times on the 4th. He appears twice on the 3rd. He's appearing once on the 2nd, and obviously he's the father.
Okay.
this is what you can expect. 34% of all genes being homozygotic to him.
And what you're saying, that pup becomes 34.375 is what its COI is of the pup.
Not necessarily. Here's why. The mother side, right? You got to realize we're looking at 34% going into it, but that number could be higher or lower. This is just an approximation as to what we're going to get.
Yeah.
That number could be higher or lower. Now, we know that based on this number, 34% is coming straight from Miyagi as homozygotic or identical pairs. That's not. Now, the remaining of the genetic pool is going to be, 66%, right?
Right.
The rest of that 66%, I'm sure, is also carrying many of his recessive traits, but that are not homozygotic. The odds are that they're going to be heterozygotic.
And we're talking 4 generations, so they understand that if you spread that out through 6 or 8 generations, you're going to dilute that more. So that 34 can come down to, say, a 15.
Yeah.
Or
you
it
would
could go
eventually
up,
get to where they were
Or it
given
could
like
go up.
1%.
Right. Or what'd you say, Jerry?
I said, or it could go up.
How would it go up?
Yeah,
By more
because
line-bred dogs.
Yeah.
He was 133 times Tony Showtime. So there was extensive line breeding on his pedigree.
Oh, you seen the pedigree that we're talking
I have
about?
I have it on my software.
Okay.
he's got it.
I'm flipping back and forth. Just
So
looking at
you doing it in 4 generations, or you doing it in, say,
10.
double up? Oh, you doing 10 generations?
10.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, let's go back to bracket for a second. Kyle, go ahead and bring that comment down and we'll get back to it. If you could start for me and I'll get back to it. Let's get back to bracket, because bracket kept saying the sire's sire is going to be the grandsire on the dam side, correct? That's what we read.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look at how that looks when I go ahead and I'll bring it up on the let me. Okay. So
and you call that a 2-3 breeding roll or a 3-2?
The dam side, I'm sorry, I take it back. The sire side is always the first number.
2, 3.
So, like, for example, let me show you guys this. Now, I know you guys are like, what just happened? Well, nothing happened. All I did was I put the pup here, and all the squares are going to be odd numbers, and all the circles are going to be even numbers. There's a reason for this. Just follow along. Trust me, it's going to make sense to you here in a minute. So our guy Brackett is saying that the sire's sire, right? So the sire is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
The dam is number 2. The sire's sire, right? Let's go ahead and bracket it up a little bit. There you go. The sire's sire is to be the dam's grandsire on the dam side. So the dam side is 6, and here's the grandsire, right? This is what he's referring to. Now, let's go ahead and run the numbers on this, and let's see how this comes up, right? So let me go ahead and type first the COR, and then beneath it, we'll do the COI. All right. I keep hitting that button. All right. So if we wanted to do the COR, right, we already know that 50% and 50% is at this level, but this level is what?
25.
That's 25.
Okay. So let's go ahead and coefficient of relation. We got 25% already plus, and then we got the grandsire, which is the generation right above it. What's it going to be?
37 and a half.
It's going to be
12.5.
Right. It's going to be 12.5%, right? Which is going to give me a total of coefficient of relation of 37.5%.
That's what Don was adding it up.
Mike, do me a favor, man. Go ahead and grab 37.5 and multiply it by 0.25 and tell me what you get.
$9.375.
That's correct. So we get 9.375. Let's round it to 9.4. Let's just call it 9.4%, just to round it. So basically, the way this dude got away with winning, what was it, 90 champions in 12 years, he was doing this exactly on the pedigree that we're showing right now. And that is, you got to realize that this dog that he's using as a grandsire and great grandsire to the pup must have been an amazing dog, had to be an amazing dog.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the odds that he's going into on every breeding. On every breeding, he's bringing in 9.4%. Now, you can see it. You could see that percentage in various ways. You could say, okay, that's 9.4% per puppy, or is that one whole puppy out of a 10 pup litter that's pretty much coming back looking like the grandsire on the dad's side and great grandsire on the female side. So
that's where that pick is important. You would pick a pup that looked like both of them or something like that.
You got to remember, he was doing German Shepherds too. He didn't have XLs, pockets, micros.
This is very valid, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm going to say something that we're all going to understand now when I break it down. I'm sorry, I'm over here playing with the screen trying to fit it. So here's the deal. German Shepherds, right? They came into existence full blown early 1920s, right? Like he started the process by 1912, I believe, World War I. That's when they started breeding shepherds, and by 1922, I believe, if I'm wrong, someone correct me. By 1922, I believe that's when shepherds came in, and then pretty much it took the world by storm. But here's the difference between a German Shepherd and today what we call an American Bully, in my opinion. And mind you, I breed XLs, so the class that I'm in my opinion, you have to deal with much higher koi in order to get the look of the breed, because we're much younger and we have a compound breed in front of us. On the XL level, you know, what started out as supposedly Staffordshires and Pits eventually migrated to Bulldogs and eventually migrated to everything else under the sun that can make the dog bigger, in my opinion. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because even though this is written in a book, it is written in a book, and it's something that a breeder did years ago with a particular breed that was not a compound breed like ours is at the time. So what I'm about to show you is what I feel would be the translation of this to today's date. And since we're dealing with math, the beauty of it all is we can reverse engineer this whole freaking thing and see what we think about it. So what I'm thinking about is, he said, let the sire's sire be the grandsire on the dam side. What if we moved everything up one generation? What if we said, rather than the sire's sire, what if we said the sire is also the grandsire on the dam side.
You see that a lot in bullies these days too. Just
Well,
by
you
the way.
got to. You got to. It's the only way you're going to get the look that you're looking for. So let me go ahead and
say it again. Let me look at this.
yeah.
The sire.
Yeah, we just moved everything up one generation. So 1 used to be 3 and 5 used to be 13.
Right.
So we moved it down, from 13 to 5 and from 3 to 1.
So that'd be grandsire of the pup.
It's
No.
for the pup.
Now the pup's sire is here, and his grandsire on the dam side.
Okay, on the top side or the
Bottom side.
This is bottom side right here. This is
Okay.
dam, bottom side. So let's run the numbers, right? So we know this generation is what percentage of the pup?
It's 50.
Okay. So we got 50% plus. And we said,
25.
what is this generation?
25.
25. So we're going to add 25%, right?
He basically bred back to his own daughter.
Basically, that's essentially what's happening, right?
Exactly what happened.
Oh, is that what happened?
Mike,
Yeah,
do me a favor, man. Go ahead and multiply 75
Get it.
times 0.25 and tell me what you get.
All right. Donald got it. Point
75 plus
Point.
what?
oh, it's 75 times 0.25.
Okay.
1875.
That is correct, my friend. 75% of the koi is going to be identical to that male. At least that's the projection going in. And you're getting, and coefficient of relation is 75%. So coefficient of relation is 75% of that pup, or 3/4 of that pup is going to be its sire, who happens to also be his grandsire.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything you guys want to try out? Any variations to this you want to try out?
Oh, we got a pet.
So don't know whether it's value added, but I did this. I modeled this very thing with one of my females back to her dad, and with an inbreeding coefficient, it comes up just a hair below 30.
And you had this same scenario coming up?
Yeah. 1-2 breeding, daddy back to daughter.
Wow. I don't well, and she had a 30?
The pup would have a 30, 29.86 on. But again, right, we're considering more generations.
Right. Also, there's something we haven't even spoken about, and that is, what if the sire side has inbreedings in the background, or the dam side, and that would just change everything. Right now, we're keeping everything just even and basic, but just so you guys can have an idea, if this sire, say, was inbred, right, and let's say, or had inbreedings in his background, so let's say that this sire, his grandparents were actually a brother-sister breeding. What would the percentages then look like? Well, let me show you. That's the beauty of this, man. You could actually
roll.
Yeah.
What if you did that a different color to show it's a different dog?
What do you mean?
Where you're doing a different breeding, you're keeping the other ones red, so nobody gets confused. Would it be easier to do a different color? Oh, you're doing opaque. I see.
Well, I am figuring that part out. So yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, there you go. So you have them opaque. So here's the grandparents, okay, to this dog, right? And who bred to this dog, who obviously is going to have inbreeding in him, right?
I'll be right back. I go down. Okay.
Now let's go ahead and rerun the numbers all the way through, right? So we're going to say this puppy's dad We said dad and mom are at what percentage?
50-50.
We got 50% from dad. Then we're going to add, and we said okay, so we have a grandsire, right? And we have his dad showing up here. So what are the percentages these grandparents are giving?
25.
And then, right, in reality, we're still not even getting the real numbers. The numbers could be much more. Then the great-grandparents, we said, what is their percentage?
12.5.
12.5 plus 12.5. And that's going to equal, now let me just move over here, guys, so I could make this make sense. Widen it out. There you go.
There you go.
Anybody there wants to add that up real quick?
Man, that's a lot of numbers.
Just looking at it, I know it's 125%.
Yeah.
Right? And then if we're going to do the koi for this, we said we're going to grab 125 and we're going to multiply it by 0.25%, right?
Yeah.
And what do we get?
We got 31.25.
We got 31.25%. And that's the coefficient of inbreeding. So this dog should have 31.25% of his koi be homozygotic to him and that line because of the inbreeding. So it's just showing you how the intensity of the inbreeding comes in. But up to now, we've been talking nothing but the father's side. Now, when we first started this live, you know, Jerry was talking about the black hole theory. And the black hole theory comes in where males bring in the XY chromosome. And we know that the Y chromosome is only there to determine the sex, right? So it has less variability than the two X's that the female is bringing in. So a lot of breeders sometimes want to reduce the variability that that female is going to pull from so you could have more consistency, right? And the way that that is referred to or spoken about is, you know, what's more XX chromosome intense. That's going to lead you to realize, you know, how do you get more consistency? And what I'm about to show you, you're going to realize why it was we showed you the numbers we did. And that's because, here, let me just bring it up. And that's because everything is for a reason, my friends. There you have it. This is basically the same thing we just showed you. Let me go ahead and write pup in here so we don't want anybody getting lost, right? And there you go. So basically, what you're looking at here is you're going to see, obviously, the squares and circles that have that red border. Well, the reason that these are with the red borders because it's showing you where the X chromosome is going to pull the majority of his genes going into this breeding for this pup. Okay. So all the other ones, somebody has some chiming in the background. If you can mute yourself, these with the black border are basically your black holes. They're considered to be placeholders or dogs that are not going to necessarily contribute in a high amount into that XX that's going to be poured into this pup. You got to realize this male's coming with an XY, but he's at 50%. That's why he matters. This female is coming with both of her X's. If you look at her pedigree, and let's go ahead and let me go ahead and create like a square just to show her. This is her pedigree right here, right? And let's go ahead and do the same thing for the male, right? And this is his pedigree right here. Let's move this up a little bit. There you go. We'll bring this down just to match up. Okay. So if you look at the numbers on the right side, this is the female side. This is where she is pulling the majority of what she has to be able to pour into this pup. And on the male side, on his X side, this is where the majority of the genes are coming from, right? For the X side. This is it, guys. These are the numbers and positions that are giving you the most going into this pup on the X chromosome. What do you think about this, Jerry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It just shows you that, you know, we put a lot, like any breeding, right? I would say any species, whether it be horses, dogs, we put an awful lot of, you know, the male gets all the attention, right? Seems to, right? In terms of publicity and, you know, advertising, that kind of thing. But the real emphasis should be on the females. Past first generation.
Past the first generation. Well, the one thing we haven't even spoken about here is recombination. Let me move the pup over here.
And just to touch on a few things, you know, when it came to bracket, some of the interesting things, and I feel like it bears mentioning because he put a lot of analysis and detail into all the things he was doing with evaluation of his puppies, the records that he kept, the quality of animals that he used, and everything. So, you know, you can't, you know, even though you may want to follow this, right, you still got to really be strict with the evaluation of the dogs that you retain. And I'm not saying that people aren't. I'm just saying that, you know, that's what he did. You know, he came up with the little stick dogs to help evaluate, you know, a dog, and he had, you know, he had a scoring system, you know, where he rated each dog and so on. And I don't know if you have that graphic later to show the little red, you know, the colors of the sticks and what he did.
Yeah, I could.
We can talk about that later, but.
Yeah, I could try and upload it as we're speaking here. I definitely got it.
I sent Kyle some pictures of some females, and our emphasis is on females. Like Jerry was saying, a lot of people take a smaller female and try to breed the girthier dog, and you would take the result of that breeding and up it again. But I sent him some females. I like him to post some females at the bottom right here, and see when we going for girth to show you the females we include in the type of females we include in a breeding. Hey, Kyle,
if you do me a favor and send me those same females, I can go ahead and put them up here on this chart that we're working with.
You can put.
I could actually put pictures on there. So if you send them to me on Messenger, we can set it up here live and people can see what you're talking about. Real quick, Kyle, give me some love over here, man. Ronnie F.
They are in there. They're in our messenger group.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Thank you, brother. Ronnie F.
Wait. I missed it. Who was that?
Ronnie F.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Number love, man. I appreciate you, bro. We're gonna be on here now at 6 p.m. I'm over here scrambling, trying to get the pictures. And okay. Do you have? I'm seeing here. Are these 4 different bitches, or is this all the same female?
4 different females.
4 different females, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, save them. I hope they're all JPEGs. Otherwise, unfortunately, this thing, this thing doesn't recognize anything that is not a JPEG. So I'm hoping they are. Anyways, let me go in here real quick. I want to show you guys something before we continue. Let me go ahead and I'm trying to bring the screen up. Boom, there we go. All right. We don't need the whole screen. How do I get it to where? There we go. All right, man. Good deal. So let me jump in there real quick. So basically these black holes, if you will, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion. Guys, this is your chance to bring in whatever color you want if it's a recessive color, okay? If you're dealing with a dominant color, then honestly, you could probably drop it right here and here, and you're good to go. And if you're dealing with, like, say, Merle or a pattern or something to that effect, yeah, I would probably wait until the closest generation possible to be able to drop that. All right. But you still want good dogs that are not going to give you any type of health issues, these black holes. But those are the ones, if any, I would recommend for colors or patterns and that sort of thing. These right here, right? These that are red are going to determine how much variability you're going to have on that X chromosome, right? And not just that, there's actually another list. Let me bring you to it. All right. So basically, of those reds, the highest intensity, which makes all the sense in the world, is going to come from that female's XX, which is her mom and her grandma and her great grandma. This is where the majority of your consistency is probably going to come from. It's as simple as that. Right. It's as simple as that. Let me go ahead and go back real quick to the original, and then we can go ahead, guys, and we can put in those pictures, and you guys tell me how we could do it, and we can mess around with it here real quick. You have to excuse me for a second because I'm removing all them. Here, in fact, let me bring the screen so y'all can see what I'm doing. So let me remove all the little red borders here real quick, and we'll get right on it. So this breeding that you're doing, is it an upfront breeding, or are you showing grandmothers within the breeding?
I don't even remember the picture of the dogs.
Okay.
But right now I'm only looking at females, the girth and the bone and the head size, the muscle definition, the structure.
Okay. Tell you what, do you guys want to do that, or do you want to go back to a breeding you did to produce, say, for example, Tugboat, and who had what? Or do you rather go?
I want to look at the females because
okay,
that's what we're doing.
Okay, so let me get your females then. Let me go ahead and bring them in here. Hold on a second. Let me just set this up, and here we go. My bad. I'm trying to find images in this thing. All right. That's not going to work. Let me go back here. Sorry, guys. The first time I'm using this, you got to bear with me. Here you go. My device. Here you go. So pictures you sent me. I seen you sent me this picture right here. Who's this female right here?
Okay, that's Barbara K. And that's off of Juggernaut and Bad Betty.
What generation you want me to put her on?
Put her down at the bottom.
Gen 1?
That's a 50. Maybe.
Yeah, the 50.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to be a Gen 1. All right. There we go. Don't worry, guys. We're going to zoom in. It's going to look bigger. All right. We got her down at 50. Let me bring in the next dog.
There's a fawn dog. Put her at the same. Put her at 25. on the sire side. Yeah,
There
her.
we go. So you said a fawn dog, or this one right here.
Yeah.
You want her on the sire side?
Yep. Bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, sire side. So she'd be on the bottom.
What do you mean on the
25%.
bottom?
You're right. You're in the
25%.
second generation. You're in the second generation, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see who else you're sending over here. Who else you got? You have this girl right here.
Yeah. In that one. Let's just say that one right there would be on the 25%. Yeah, right there.
Okay. On the damn side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we got one more doggy. And that'd be this one right here, the fawn.
And put that on the 12% on the sire side.
Okay. So she right up here. Let me just fit her in, man. All right. There we go. So this is what we're talking about right here. You want to know what percentage the pups are going to have?
No. Just by pictures, just by sight. We look at it.
Phenotype.
There you go. Phenotype.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
For
okay.
instance, if that's the picture you looked at,
And that was a pet.
yeah, you can see the phenotypical dogs that are in that ped up front.
And
I'll be honest with you. I'll be looking at these two right here. I know 50% of the litter is going to be made up with these two right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's immediately what I'm looking at. Obviously, I want to see what the sires are, but this particular female, she kind of gets lost, in my opinion, because she is back an extra generation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be looking obviously at right here at the grandparents.
The reason why so the pups will be pulling from all the way up to the third generation.
Oh no, for sure they will. But
All right.
but you're dealing with, they're also pulling from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're pulling from a total of 8 dogs.
Oh, so yeah.
So that's
Okay.
why I'm concentrating more down here than I will be up there, because
Right. It's
Right.
up front.
right.
Now,
Yes.
like I said, so here's being when I look at studs, what I do is I look at that stud that match up for what we're gonna do.
Right.
So I find a stud and then I look directly at the stud mama. That's the first thing I go to is the mom. Right.
Okay.
And then one or two things, right? So I'm gonna look at the stud mom and then look at her dad and her mom and see who she most resemble as far as phenotype.
Good.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yep.
then that determines if I want to use that stud or not. So if they got a bunch of little bitty, just say exotic or classic or something traits that I don't want, I run it to Donald like, hey, look at this, and then Donald put the signs on it, and then we decide like if it's something we should bring in or not. So
that's very valid, dude.
Yeah,
That's very valid. So when you're looking at this stud, that's the reason you're sending me a picture of this female. You're saying that when you're looking at this stud, you're looking at dad and mom, and you want to see who he resembles.
Go down one lower. Go down the first
right
gen.
here.
Down the first
right
gen.
here. I'm
right
first
there.
gen.
Okay, it's a little delay over here. So if I breed that stud to that female over here, first thing I'm gonna do is look at the stud mom and does she carry any of them traits, and then I'm gonna look at the stud's mom's dad or mom and see who she take after.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just lost power here at my house. So my apologies.
No.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. We're on at least the internet and everything else is on a backup generator. So we're good. It's just I lost power. So if it looks all dark, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, can you repeat that last part again? I apologize. That's when the light went out. You were saying that
if he was looking for a stud for this girl here that's 50%, Barbara K.
Yes.
Then he would immediately look at this potential stud's mother and see she appeared to be carrying the traits that we want to match up with Barbara Kay.
That is correct. That is correct. The variability of the X. Okay, look at the position where this dog is, right? Just keep it, just remember that. Look at what we're looking at. The position where that dog is, she's at a 4.
Yeah.
She's at a 4. This is why, I mean, this whole thing with the black hole matters. This is why that 4 spot is what's going to determine his X chromosomes, if it's going to be consistent or if it's going to be all over the place.
Right.
And in reality, what this graph is telling you is, yes, you need to look at this female. You need to make sure this male is resembling her. And then you need to take a look back at her dad and mom.
Yep.
And and her grandfather and grandmother. And then, I'm sorry, her grandmother on the father's side, and then grandfather and grandmother on the side. The grandmother's side. Yep. And that's going to tell you how much variability this dude is going to drop, right? On the X chromosome, because his Y is only determining the sex. Then on your female side, Barbara Kay, obviously her side is strong, but her mother, grandmother, and great grandmother all on the female side. Check it out. Yeah, that's exactly. So, you know, what you just said is, I hope for new breeders, they can understand what you just said is very, very powerful, because you're setting it up phenotypically, basically between this girl right here and this girl right here.
Yeah.
If they line up phenotypically, then you know you're getting what you want to get. And that's how you're breeding mostly on the female side.
You talked about what two dogs, or the screen wasn't showing you pointing at something. At the 225s?
Yeah, the 2 blank. This one matters. This dog matters. This dog matters because her genetic makeup is 50-50. Right? So her dad matters. There's no way around it. Right? But on this side, what we're going to be looking at mostly is going to be grandma and the pup. Right? This dog, the sire of the pup, needs to look like his mama. If he phenotypically is there, then you know that you're going to be pulling more to what it is that you're gearing up at.
Right. Yeah.
Because his Y chromosome is not playing a part in this. So get him out the picture. Right. These are the 3 dogs you're playing with right here.
Right.
You're playing with 3 dogs. That's going to determine what that puppy is.
That's just a rule of thumb on, you know, when we looking at a stud. So everybody do it different, but that's just first thing. If I see a stud and it match up and we're going to do the breeding, we look at the mom. Automatic. Go to the mom.
That bottom row of females on the ped is very, very, very important to us.
Most definitely. Now let's see. We have Kahiki Sakata saying, my OG female's grandfather is on her sire's side and great grandfather on her mother's side. Her aunt from her sire's side and nephew from her mom's side are her parents. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kahiki, Kahiki, I wanted an example, bro, but man, you definitely put the screws on that one, dude. Jeez. Oh man. Let's mess around a little bit. Let's mess around a little bit before we head on out. Just real quick, and let's throw some percentages and some numbers out there just to have a little fun. All right. So let me give you an example here. Let's say I brought in, and I was just messing around with this earlier. Let's say I brought in my girl. That's her name, Girl, right? Yeah. And Girl is a Brim daughter. So let's go ahead and put her over here.
You thought real hard about that one, huh, Ro?
Well, actually, in all fairness, and I know her owner's watching. In all fairness, I didn't name her. I bought her. She was already 15 months old. She had a name. So, but definitely, I would have named her Blue, and her name is Blue Girl. So, calling her Girl is just a technicality. Really, I could just as easily call her Blue. So let's say Girl, right? And let's get her dad over here, Brim, and let's go ahead and put him over here. And obviously, he plays a huge part. He's 50% of what's coming from her. I don't have a picture of her mom, Nala, but trust me when I say she looks just like her as far as her facial features. On the other side, I was thinking about bringing in none other than my boy Blueberry. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring in Blueberry. Let's see what happens when we bring Blueberry into the mix. And Mike, whenever we do them late night dog talks between you, me, Donald, and Kyle, and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where I base most of my conversation off of, man, is when I put all this on my little whiteboard, right? Mm-hmm. So we got little Blueberry over here, and we know Blueberry, his dad, is Hellboy. Where's Hellboy at? So many pictures. Here he is. Right? And we know his dad is Brim. Right. So we'll put Hellboy here. I don't have a picture of the mama. Y'all are going to shoot me, but I just don't have it right now. So we're just going to base ourselves off of what I say. And then we're going to go ahead and bring Hellboy's dad and mom. And Rocco fellow, where's he at, man?
So you got Brim is his dad.
Brim right there.
Brim is Hellboy's dad.
Hold on. Yeah, you're right. I'm freaking trying to go 100 miles per hour here. Yeah, Brim is Hellboy's dad, right? Mm-hmm. And boom. And there he goes. There you go. And hold on a second, because I'm trying to look at the pet at the same time as I'm doing this. Storm. Yeah, and then Storm is mama. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Storm 2.0. No, it's Storm, not Storm. 2.0. Yeah, just Storm. Where's she at? She right here. Right. So there we go. Storm. Boom. There it is. Yep. And we said Brim, we got his dad is Rockefeller. That's where that comes in. So
Grim dad is Grim.
G-R-I.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same dog.
Yeah,
they have him down as Rockefeller, but it's the same dog as Brim.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I mean Grim. It's
Rockefeller, not
Rocco.
Yeah, not Rocco, but I'm having a hard time finding him here.
There you go. I'll see your picture.
Rockefeller.
Here he is. Got him. Yeah, here he is.
Yep.
And boom. There he goes. And then his mom is Akira. And I remember her vividly seeing her. Here she is. There she is. Right. Wait a minute. That's his mom, not his. Hold on, guys. I'm putting it together. I get it.
His mom is Booby Miles.
Yeah. I'm just trying to put her up here.
Yeah.
And then Rocco's going to be right there next to her.
Yep.
Y'all can see how crazy this can get. I'm just having a ball with it, guys. This is the first time I've been playing with this thing, but it's definitely working for me.
We're gonna start using it a whole lot, but this don't look nothing like your whiteboard you up there at late nights.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't do
like an Einstein project, man. Like we gotta figure out how to go to the moon, man.
Yeah, no, I don't do
equations and all kind of lines.
I don't do the pictures. So, okay. Here, I believe. Yeah, this is her. There you go. Yeah, that's her. And she goes here.
Yeah.
Boom.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
then you got them two right above Brim again in the.
yeah. But the best part about this, I could always do this right here and say duplicate, and then we just boom. Just man. Because duplicate. I should have had it filled out. It would have been better, but then you guys kind of miss putting it all together, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to miss that part. Oh, there you go. There you go. Right. So essentially, I'm missing all the real important information if you think about it. Because I'm definitely showing what's on the male side of things.
You got lots of black hole stuff there.
I got the black hole.
Go make a new book.
But tell you what, and I'm sure people have learned today. If somebody tells you what's the coefficient of relation of Brim, right, and coefficient of inbreeding, just going into it, and this is Brim right here. He appears on the third generation. He appears on the second generation, right? So second generation we know is 25% plus 12.5% for third generation, right? And so that's going to equal 37.5% right off the bat. And we're going to go ahead and let me do the math here. We got 37.5 times 0.25. We got a grand total of 9.375%. 9.375% of this pup's koi would be identical to his going into that breeding. That's what the numbers are saying. Now you guys know how to do it. You guys understand what the coefficient of relation versus coefficient of inbreeding is. And I don't know, guys. I think this is a wrap for today. I mean, I could definitely finish putting this together once I have all my pictures and everything going. But is there anything you guys want to add to something like this?
Yeah. So look at the dogs inside the pet first, and because see what you want to build, because you could do the same thing and have the same numbers with a bunch of classics, a bunch of what they call that Shih Tzus my wife got. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Like them numbers will be the same, but if you're not picking the right dog to fit this model, then you're just gonna have some dogs with that blood in it, with them percentages where you want them, and not have the dog at the end.
So you know what?
The numbers don't make the dog.
So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take all this down, and I'm making XLs, right?
Yep.
And you're bringing up the whole thing about classics, pockets, this, that. So let me just throw something here real quick. In fact, let me bring in. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so the mandolin template is this one right here, right? And what it is if you have a dog that's N, right? And then let's do it again, NN, right?
Yep.
And then you have a dog that is N and then I, right? What's going into it, you bring this N down and you match it with this N, and you're going to get NN, right?
Yep.
And then we're going to do it again over here. And you have an N here, and you're going to match it with that N there. And you have an N, right? And you bring this N down. You're going to match it with that I, and you're going to have NI. And then you're going to have, again, you're going to match that N with that I, and you're going to have NI.
Yep.
So going into this breeding, you already know 50% of your litter is not going to be double N.
Right.
This is important to understand, because if you're out here thinking that you're going to breed, say, a dog with no bone, and let me just say this. let me just say this. A dog that's double I can have all the bone in the world. Okay. Just for the record, it can. But what I found is XLs that have II or have NI, for the most part, lack bone. I'm talking about a larger dog. Not talking about a pocket or even a standard. You could have a standard like Grand Champion 7. He's got all the bone in the world, and he's double I on the IGF-1. I'm not talking about that dog. I'm talking about the taller dogs, okay? If you have a taller dog and you think you're going to breed it to a dog that's double N, right, and that everything is going to be honky-dory, here's where your ass gets caught on the door. You're basically going to produce nothing but an entire NI. Hold on. NI. It's the most you're going to produce as you bring the N down and you match it up with the I, right? You bring the N down and you match it up with the I. And do it again. You bring the N down and you match it up with the I. All you're going to have is an entire litter of hybrids. This is a hybrid. If you notice, it's not double I and it's not double N. It is NI. Now, in my opinion, now the best dog that looks to the standard, now you could breed this to a double N dog. Okay. But thinking that you're going to breed a double I dog with no bone to a completely boned up dog, and that you're going to get it done in one generation, this is letting you know already it is not going to happen.
Nope.
It cannot happen in one generation. This is one generation, what I just showed you. Everybody will be NI. Everyone will be a hybrid. Okay? Now, when you grab one of these NIs and you decide, okay, I'm going to go ahead and breed it. Hold on. There you go. And
can you tell them what the NN and the NI come from?
Yeah, the IGF-1, meaning the IGF-1 is found when you do a genetic test. And it's going to tell you basically N means large and I means intermediate. And what it means is how much of the release of growth hormone that dog is going to have. That's really what it comes down to. Now, when you got that NI, remember we had that entire NI deal? We went ahead and grabbed one female and we put it to a double N dog, and this is what you're going to get. You're going to get NN, which is what you're after, right? And again, here you're going to get NN. You're also going to have half the litter that's just going to remain hybrid, because you bring the N down and it matches with the I. You bring the N down and it matches with the I. So at best, by the second generation, at best, you're looking at 50-50 odds of having solid double N's. Now, one other thing I want to tell you guys, and this chart's not going to show it to you, so I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. And that is, why is it that you have a dog like, say, 0 barks given or 7 for that matter, and they're walking around with intermediate on their IGF-1, yet they have all this bone mass, right? Well, I'm going to explain this as best as I can. I don't have a chart for it, but when you match recessives with the same recessives, they will actually multiply themselves exponentially and create a category that's stronger than a dominant, if that makes any sense. Let me give you a perfect example. I had a dog, my first dog I bought, he was off of a half brother, half sister breeding, and he had blue eyes. And I bred him to a female with brown eyes, and he had 2 puppies. One had brown eyes, the other one had blue eyes. We then bred that female, Genesis. In every litter, she was dropping 30% of her pups had blue eyes. We're going in with dogs that have black eyes and brown eyes. How the hell is she producing blue eyes? she's producing blue eyes because we know blue is recessive. So she got 2 genes from mom, or better yet, she got 1 gene from mom, 1 from dad. They were both recessive. And when they clicked together, they multiplied themselves exponentially and created a stronger category of that gene's expression. This is why you can see 2 double-eye dogs on the IGF-1. He could have 2 double eyes, and you're thinking intermediate should be small, but in reality, they're huge freaking dogs. Why is that? It's because those eyes multiplied themselves exponentially. The minute you breed that to an NI or a double N, you lose that exponential multiplication because it's no longer the same, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So if I took that, it make a lot of sense. If I took that NI or II and I look at it and equate that with height, like say a pocket or a micro or a standard, like we got a standard that's over 100 pounds, and anything over the standard height, be NI or NN, as far as the growth hormone, meaning height for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The height of the dog, and to simplify it for myself, you know what I mean? When I'm talking to Donald, he like, hey, look at it like this, and we do it like it don't necessarily mean girth or bone, but we just try to equate them like an intermediate dog meaning the height of a dog. It's just another aspect of what you were saying.
Not necessarily the amount of bone.
Bone, yeah.
Yeah. To me, I, based on what I've seen and what I'm looking for, to me, double I usually tops off at 18.5 inches.
Okay.
To me,
Yeah.
I'm talking about thick bone.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the thick bone double eyes.
Yep.
To me, they top off at 18.5. Unless, guys, if you're sitting at home and you're watching me and you're like, BS, my dog's double eye and he's at 19.5, 20, 21, 23 inches and he's got thick bone, by all means, send me a picture. Correct me. But in the great majority of what I've seen, 18.5 is where it tops off. Once that is crossed to XLs, and look, recently I said, I want to see a double I XL. Someone sent me a picture of their dog. Dog like bone. Like bone, because that eye on the XL side has not multiplied exponentially to create that thick bone that it has in the closed gene pool of standards and pockets, if that makes any sense. So that's what I got, man.
Hey, one thing I always forget to ask. I've never had it. Well, I've had experience with 2 dogs. One is an II and one's an NI, but I've never seen one come back whatever's under height for an I. What's the corresponding letter for a small frame dog?
I.
Small.
Yeah, it could be II, but typically
Small eye.
in our breed, and again, this is breed specific because we're talking about closed gene pools, right?
Yeah.
And we're also talking about classes. So an II in the XL is not going to be the same as II in the standard,
In the
II in the pocket,
Oh,
II
okay.
in the micro.
Okay.
They're all different.
Make a lot of sense.
Yep.
They're all different gene pools. This is why I have said, and many people try to detract from it, and to me, they're just fools, and I'm just here laughing at you. This is why I have said that the American Bully XL gene pool, in my opinion, is completely diluted. It doesn't take a genius to know this. All you got to do is look over at the standards in the pockets. Why is it that the XLs look nothing like it? It's simple. It's because everyone and their sister back in the day were breeding XLs to anything that was big in order to make the dog big in size. Problem you have is you lose bone girth the longer that femur is. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And also, an N and an I can mean something totally different to a different breed. So say, for example, those breeders that were trying to breed standards with Mastiffs, NI in the Mastiff world is totally different than NI in the Bully world.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to take these things into consideration as well.
It makes
Like
sense.
Maggie's little eye, and she's 13 inches tall.
Okay.
Okay.
And this like what Tugboat is, he's II, but it's both capitalized.
Capital I's.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah. I mean,
Buster is an I.
but tugboat is a standard. How tall is tugboat?
18 something.
That's what I'm saying. I figure, and he's boned up. I figure that boned up double I that we're seeing in standards, it tops off at 18 and a half inches.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it go past that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what it's going to take for that to happen is we're going to have to grab boned up hybrids, meaning XLs that are NI, standing at, say, 21 inches at withers that happen to have thicker bone, match them up, hope that those eyes line up and multiply exponentially, and then we're going to start seeing boned up XLs running around. But until that happens,
sure. Buster and Tugboat about the same size. So
Buster's an NI.
Yeah, NI.
You're right.
See, they're both 18 inches and, massive dome. Buster got a big old cranium. He got a
bowling ball head.
A bowling ball, man.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it bone the same, and he's an NI, and we got an II. Far as the standard size dog is.
Now, one thing you've told me, Mike and Donald, and I know I'm coming off a subject here real quick, but I got to talk about it. You guys have told me in the past that you've seen handlers actually give their dogs CBD before they go in the ring. Can you tell me what are the good benefits of using CBD before you take a dog in the ring?
That CBD, man, it's a common factor. It's good on the road trips up there. I've seen dogs that are real anxious or have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, road anxiety.
Road anxiety is a big part of it. But then also going in the show, you have dogs, smells everywhere. You have some females in there might be in heat, loud music, people talking, stuff dropping. But dogs that I seen I'm not gonna name nobody dog, but I seen them put them on CBD and the dog calmed down. Was calm to show in the ring and do their thing. Wow. How about you, Jerry? What you seen?
I would just think that as many folks that partake probably on the way to the show, the dogs were already anyway.
Oh man,
you so right about that.
No,
man.
you for sure.
Boy,
he's right.
The money,
yeah,
a little contact high, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I know. That's just from riding down the elevator in the motel, man.
Yeah.
To the show.
Like, man, I'm taking the stairs down.
Well, listen. The reason I bring that up, guys, is because we actually have a second sponsor. Right now, y'all know we do Nuvet. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But the other sponsor that we currently have is called Regal Choice, man. And we just came out with a video here recently that we dropped talking about it. Now, mind you, if you go into the Regal Choice website, right, you're going to find pet tinctures. And we got both bacon flavored, and obviously we have roasted chicken flavor. You get 1,000 milligrams of this stuff for $39.99. But even better, if you actually go into auto renewal, we could give it to you at $35.99. Now, please don't think that this is the only thing that can be offered by this website. They also offer tinctures for humans. They also offer new tropics, which I learned is mushrooms and stuff for cognitive. They also have edibles, and they have other stuff out there, which I'm going to let you guys figure that out on your own. But either way, just keep in mind that irregardless what it is that you order, if you go in here, say you were to click on this, and you go ahead and say add to cart, right? You're going to have this right here. You go to view cart. Once you go to view cart, all you got to do is type in QBNK 911. That's it. QBNK 911, and check it out, man. Boom. You got yourself a little discount on there. Okay. And if you also do auto renewal this right here, click and refresh. Now all of a sudden, wow, all of a sudden the coupon actually came down to 180, but the total price came down to 44.18 because you got 35.99 as a subtotal. All right. And guys, this is 100% guaranteed organic. 100% guaranteed organic. You can't beat it. And, you know, not only that, if you make a purchase automatically, we're going to go ahead and put your name into a monthly prize. What is the monthly prize? Whatever your last buy was, I'm going to go ahead and send it to you for free. So keep in mind, it's called Regal Choice. Let me go ahead and bring it up here just one more time for you. If I could find it. Yeah, just give me a second here. Let me bring it up. Yeah, there you go. It's called Regal Choice. Let me go ahead and bring it up. And there you go. It's called Regal Choice. And all you got to do, like I said, is type in QBNK 911. And also, if you click here on subscribe, you're going to automatically get a discount. All right. And you get pet CBD. We have the pet tinctures, the human tinctures. Sorry about that, guys. You got the nootropics. You got edibles. You got smokables. For those of you that like to partake, it's all there. And
That's
here's
what Jerry was talking about.
Here's the kicker. Hold on, Hollywood. Hold on. Here's the kicker. The kicker is they ship to all 50 states legally. They can ship to all 50 states. So if you're interested, go ahead and put your order. Hollywood, what you got, man?
I was going to say we ordered a few products from there already, and we had no problems at all getting it shipped here, and everything came out fine, and it was very smooth, and it worked great. Everything worked wonderful.
Hollywood, what did you order?
Yeah.
Oh, man, don't worry about that. I got my Nuvet for that.
Is that why you're
the blue bottle?
Is that why you're a little cross-eyed while you're talking?
Yeah,
here we go. Don't start. Don't start that rumor.
You know you're all about joint health, right?
Yeah.
Hey, here we go.
Hollywood, drop the Krong on Drippy Smooth. He just dropped $1.99. Nothing but love, man.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Hey, letting everybody know she likes the price of CBD is double that of the veterinary clinic. But not only CBD, if you grab yourself bottles of CBD and you turn right back around, guys, and you get yourself some Nuvet, you're going to give your dogs the multivitamins they need. You're also going to be giving them the joint support if you get NuJoint DS, which is double strength. Along with the CBD, if your dog is suffering from arthritis, I'm letting you know right now, CBD is good for arthritis, is good against seizures, is anti-cancerous. Here's the kicker. You want to hear this? It's antiviral. Don't believe me. Either watch my video or look it up on Google. Believe it or not, CBD is actually antiviral, meaning that this whole thing with COVID and SARS and whatnot, they actually ran tests and they found that this stuff was actually effective. So, guys, we've had an amazing show today, man. We're gonna start.
Hey, I was gonna say one more thing before you close it out. Speaking on those late nights, y'all probably wouldn't believe who's the first one to go to bed, because looking at all four of us, I'm usually the one that's in bed first, and I gotta mute it because they start talking dogs. I gotta catch up the next morning. I'm the first one in bed at 9 o'clock.
This is true, but it's got more to do with joint health than anything else.
Now, here we go. You starting rumors now.
Hey, spin the
I'm
wheel,
just messing with him.
Spin the wheel.
Hey, let's spin the wheel, man. I don't have the wheel. I don't have the wheel up, but that's not an issue. We'll get it up here, man. Do me a favor. Can somebody go ahead and look for the best comment and let me know who. Go ahead and volunteer. Who was the best comment here? Let's look up some comments, man. We had a whole lot of bulls say, once I heard of a theory many years ago that breeders followed Can someone explain implications of breeding the granddaughter to the sire back to the son of the sire? Granddaughter, right? Man, that's a little out there, man. It's a little complicated. We might have to do a whole show just for that next time. Let me see here. Freddie Esteve, you're gonna have to watch this one again with a notebook. This is class time. Get that knowledge, fam. Appreciate you guys. Number love, man. Appreciate you. Tell you what, man. Ronnie F, he gifted a QBN Kennel membership. Ronnie F, we're gonna give you a free spin, bro. Number love for you, man. Here we go. Let me bring up that wheel. And that wheel's been notorious recently, man.
Oh, yeah, big money.
Big money. That thing got 2 stud craters on there.
Yeah. Here we go, man. Here we go.
In a week.
Yeah, is it?
I'm about to say about Drip.
Wheel sucks.
Hey, Drippy asked a question right here, man. Can you answer that one?
I'm not seeing the question.
The question's about here, read that down.
So let's say I get a puppy on a
I got it. I got it. So let's say I get a puppy on a cone and the breeder wants 2 pigs. And he still has the paperwork till he gets his pup. Who's responsible for registering the litter? I'm gonna let y'all answer this.
You see it? What he asked?
Go on, and the breeder one. Yeah, in our case, man, we hopefully know and trust somebody good enough. Whoever has that female at their house is gonna need to register that litter.
That registration, they're gonna register the litter, but that registration won't happen until I get my pigs.
Correct.
You get your pups. I get my pups, you get your paperwork, and you register your dog.
Exactly. I'm not going to give you the paperwork until I get my pups.
Right. And
otherwise, you can pick up and go.
Right. So that's what it is, Drippy. That's standard, Drippy.
Yeah. That's standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen somebody take their glasses off to read.
Oh man,
he take them off the smoke too, man.
Oh, dang. We ain't talking about joint health today. Hey, let's start this off, man. Let's boogie on out. Hollywood.
It's your boy Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back of the queue. We're catching you on the next one.
Jerry James got something to say. What you got to say, Jerry James?
Oh, what I want to say is the reason why I wanted to bring up this this particular topic with brackets theory and everything is I know that you, along with Mike and Donald, focus on females very, very much, and that this gentleman had very great success focusing on this particular strategy, but also keeping in mind, kept very detailed records, did a lot of analysis, and was very much very strong on evaluating the dogs that he produced that he used in his program. And so it's very strategic, but also a very good model to follow.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to let Gaines finish with their last comment. Gaines, let Jerry James know, as far as your breedings, who gave more, the males and females? Talk to us.
So on all our breedings that we done with males, I say on one breeding, a male or female, I'll say 75% to 80%, the female showed more traits out of the breeding. Some of them showed 50-50 and a small percentage showed like 12% showed male dominance. And we're looking at about 15 litters.
All right. With that being said, somebody said Drippy should get a spin. What do you think?
Yeah, let Drippy get a spin, man.
All right. We're going to give him a spin here at the very end, bro. Okay. So, guys, real quick on my breedings, I want to say that my results are pretty much in line with what Mike just said. Every now and then you do get an outlier that just totally blows your mind. But, hey, that's the power of probabilities. Sometimes you're going to get this dog that is three times bigger than the rest of the dogs. You're like, how the hell did this happen? Well, those are just nothing more than outliers. But as far as consistency is concerned, that's why I don't look at the biggest and the smallest. I usually take them out the way, and I look at everything in the middle. That's where I get my idea from. either way, man, we're gonna go ahead and end this live with a spin for Drippy. Let me just bring this up real quick, and we're just gonna leave it at that. So Drippy Smooth, man, this was for you, man. You got people out here rooting for you, man. So here we go. Here we go. All right, y'all see the wheel?
Got it.
Yep.
All right, Drippy. Here you go, man.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Big bucks, no whammies.
Come on. Oh, it's looking good. Oh, yeah.
You roll out with a stud credit.
Yeah.
Ah, he got 50% stud credit from Fireball. Drippy, all you got to do is get in touch with me. We'll make that happen for you, man, as soon as we get off of here. Either way, man, it's been Raul from the Q. Everybody at the same time. Raul from the, or better yet, it's been us from the Q catching you on the next one.
Someone told you bully breeding. That's where it's at. You don't care about ethics or morals, cause the money is where it's at. Get back. Think you buy 2 dogs, a breed to make money and get fat like that.